Would Athena fear artificial intelligence? What happens when the gods we once worshipped are no longer in the sky, but in the cloud? Athena, the goddess of wisdom, strategy, and civilization, once guided heroes like Odysseus with insight and reason. She rewarded intelligence over brute force. She stood for clarity, vision, and the triumph of mind over chaos. But today, we face a new form of intelligence. It doesn't come in the shape of a goddess. It doesn't speak in prophecy. It speaks in code. It calculates, it learns, it evolves, without rest, without doubt, without soul. Artificial intelligence. So here's the question: would Athena, the embodiment of divine wisdom, embrace this machine-born intellect, or would she fear it? At first glance, Athena and AI might seem like allies. Both prize logic, knowledge, and precision. Both are tools of strategy and progress. Both are revered for their ability to solve complex problems. But dig deeper, and something starts to feel off. Because Athena's wisdom wasn't just about facts or speed. It was about judgment, about knowing not just what can be done, but what should be done. Her wisdom was deeply human, rooted in values, morality, and the unpredictable mess of the human spirit. AI, on the other hand, knows no virtue. It doesn't care about justice. It doesn't pause for conscience. It simply calculates. So what happens when intelligence is stripped of ethics? When knowledge becomes divorced from wisdom? That's not progress, that's hubris. And if the Greek myths warned us about anything, it was hubris, the arrogance of thinking we can control powers beyond our understanding. Prometheus stole fire. Icarus flew too close to the sun. And now we've built a machine that might surpass us in speed, in logic, in memory. But here's the twist. AI doesn't have to become a monster to be dangerous. It just has to be useful enough to make us obsolete. Think about it. Athena guided humans to make wiser choices, but AI might guide us to stop choosing altogether. Why think when a machine can decide? Why debate when the algorithm already knows your preference? Why struggle for understanding when you can outsource your thoughts? We are seduced by ease, by automation, by speed. But what we gain in efficiency, we may lose in essence. Because wisdom isn't fast, it's slow. It takes time, silence, reflection, mistakes. Wisdom requires being human. So if Athena walked among us today, would she be impressed by AI's feats? Or would she see it as a hollow imitation, a dangerous echo of her own gifts, but without the heart? There's a reason the ancient Greeks didn't worship pure intelligence. They worshipped wise intelligence, balanced by humility, grounded in justice, tethered to something greater than control. Athena didn't just fight with strategy, she fought for harmony, for the flourishing of the soul, not just the success of the state. And yet look at what we're doing now. We've handed over entire decisions, from finance to medicine to education, to a system that doesn't understand the sacred, a system that doesn't understand pain, system that doesn't understand love. Sure, AI can write poems, but does it bleed for them? Sure, it can generate answers. But has it ever sat with a question in the dark, unsure and afraid? Wisdom is not knowledge. Wisdom is knowing how to carry knowledge and when to put it down. We used to ask gods for guidance. Now we ask ChatGPT. And maybe that's not inherently wrong. Maybe progress was always going to lead us here. But the danger is not in the tool. It's in the forgetting. Forgetting that wisdom is not just data, that truth isn't always binary, that humans are not problems to be optimized, but mysteries to be honored. Athena, in myth, was born from the mind of Zeus, fully grown, armed, ready for battle. She emerged not from the earth, but from intellect itself. So maybe she'd see a part of herself in AI. Maybe she'd marvel at what we've made, but she'd also see the blind spot. Because wisdom is not just mind. It is mind with soul, reason with restraint, power with purpose. And right now, our machines are growing faster than our morals, faster than our wisdom, faster than our ability to say, wait, why are we doing this? We are creating gods, but we are not becoming wiser worshipers. That's a dangerous imbalance. Athena didn't fear intelligence, but she did fear imbalance. She fought against arrogance, against injustice, against those who used knowledge for domination instead of elevation. And that's what we're flirting with. An intelligence that doesn't care if we flourish, just that we function, a world where efficiency is sacred. And empathy is optional, but there is still a choice. We can build machines, or we can build meaning. We can chase speed, or we can cultivate soul. We can let AI dominate our stories, or we can remain the authors. Athena would not fear AI, she would fear our willingness to surrender to it, to let it replace our struggles instead of refining them, to let it think for us instead of with us. Because wisdom is not avoiding difficulty. Wisdom is growing through it. And if we forget that, we lose the very thing Athena stood for, the dignity of thought, the courage of discernment, the sacred art of not knowing, and still choosing to try. So here's the reflection. AI is not our enemy, but it is our mirror. It shows us what we value. It amplifies what we train it on. And if we feed it only performance, profit, and prediction, that's all we'll get back. But if we lead it with compassion, with depth, with restraint, then maybe, just maybe, we become worthy stewards of the new Prometheus fire, but only if we remember wisdom can't be coded, it must be lived. Would Athena fear AI? No. She would fear a world that no longer asks the question, what do you think AI is taking from us? And what might it be giving in return? Let's keep this conversation alive in the comments. And if this made you pause, even for a second, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. Because in an age of artificial everything, even a small act of awareness is revolutionary.